What's this content?
All right, so we're gonna change it up a little bit before Cobweb yells at me again. And instead of BS and doing some talk time and all that, we'll go straight into it. We'll go into the point that we got a very special guest on today. So I'm here, Josh, and then we got.
I'm Cobweb,
and I'm Deb.
And joining. I'm sorry, I was gonna say, and joining us today with well over 700 episodes of the Hip Hop Digest. And then I ran across him, and Cobweb ran across, well, Cobweb knew him before, but on Felipe's Garage, we've got the Podfather here, Mr. E. Green.
What up, though? I like that. That's a new one for me, the Podfather. Okay.
There you go.
Man, hit the horns on that one, Josh. Hit the horns on that one.
You caught me off guard, and I got to find him.
Whoa. I know where that's from.
There you go.
That's another scary movie.
See, now we're gonna have to bring you back on that one. And I was thinking that we could bring you back for Soylent Green also.
Oh yeah, man. One of my favorite movies of all time, and we are probably living it right now.
Yes.
But anyway.
Today we're going to talk about depending on who you talk to, 1979, 1978 classic Phantasm. So E. Green brought this up, that he wanted to talk about this one. I was talking to Cobweb, and Cobweb recently had seen it. And how'd you feel about it, bro?
Just... How in the world did you do this again? Deb, didn't we talk about this before?
What?
We talked about this last week. Okay. Josh.
What?
Hit the intro.
Oh, shit.
Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
There, now they have been warned. My bad.
It's official.
It's official. Now everybody just take a deep breath and let's start the show.
I wanted to talk about the movie. We got E. Green here.
Cobweb, I think he's hangry right now.
Yes, he's hangry.
A little bit.
I think we need to give him a Snickers or something.
I know, right?
I should have ate that beef stroganoff when I had a chance.
For any of the viewers, anybody catching this on YouTube or wherever it's on right now, if you look at Muhammad Ali and Al Green back there, they're both looking disapprovingly at Cobweb like he's hungry.
Wow.
I'm going to hold on for you guys.
Even Grogu's looking at you kind of upset today, man. Look at that.
He is. He does not look happy. See, Cobweb's sitting there smelling that beef strogie. He's ready to get upstairs.
Yeah. You know what? It's like this. When my wife texted me in the morning and she was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I said, "Oh, beef stroganoff." And next thing you know, she's at home making it for you for dinner.
Nice.
That means that it was made specially for you.
Yep.
So there's a lot of love up there.
Oh, there's love down there too, right?
Oh yeah.
As above, below.
Wow.
The love below. Sweet Lord. How did he get that one?
I don't know. I got a million of them, man.
Oh, Josh, what are we doing today?
We're talking about Phantasm, 1979, 1978 classic that you weren't too hot on last time we talked.
Yeah, and my views still stay the same.
He's E Green. He said he was gonna give it another chance. He was gonna give it another look just in case.
I mean, that's understandable. You know, sometimes you get a different view on that second or third view, and then sometimes you don't.
It's the physics of the whole thing that throws me off. You know how I get
It's a
about that
horror
shit.
movie.
I know, but it's hard to forget, man. Sometimes you be like, the whole scene with the Volkswagen. I know it was like the 79s and they used to have that thin glass, but goddamn, he jumped out the back of that damn Volkswagen and he just got up and ran that shit off.
He jumped in that window into the basement like nothing.
Yeah.
So
There's a man that
about
picks
the
up
car.
a casket and chunks it in the back of the car like nothing.
Like it was nothing.
Nothing.
But keep in mind,
He was also a tall man.
you were rewatching a movie that was made in 78, 79.
Right.
It definitely wouldn't fit today's standards. Definitely wouldn't. Well, some of it might, but
When it comes to editing, when it comes to storytelling, you have to just let it go and realize it was from way back then. And
Okay. If nobody's seen this movie, y'all need to go watch this junk and whatever. I want you guys right now. You've seen this, Deb. You've seen it too. I want you guys to explain to me the whole thing with the graveyard and the dude switching the bodies. I don't understand what was going on with that.
are you talking about how when he was hooking up, when whoever was hooking up with that lady, that blonde lady?
Yes,
and then
the
all of a
blonde
sudden
lady.
all of a sudden,
yes,
it was the tall man
yeah, that was the tall man. He was a shapeshifter.
whole time.
Wow, mind blown. Look at that.
So the tall man was the
This is the part that I
yes,
forgot.
I know the plot. I knew he was, but I didn't know that when you really sit up there and say, that he is a shapeshifter, that whole doppelganger persona, it really kind of takes another vibe to it, just to say it out loud,
Here's the thing. Something I didn't realize when I saw it back in the day. They're aliens. They're not monsters or creatures. They're aliens from another planet. It's got a 2001 Space Odyssey type of feel there at the end with that little harmonic thing and all that, which I didn't remember any of it being aliens or anything like that.
You know what's really wild about that whole thing, though, too, when you say it like that, because, you think like, because of our culture, the way we do things, but they're from another planet.
Yeah.
So whatever they may deem acceptable is what they see, We don't see things the same way they did. And obviously, the whole concept, man, that shit, them motherfuckers was fucked up. That whole thing was fucked up.
Wait. So we hadn't even got into the movie yet, but so what part's messed up? That they were taking people's dearly departed and shrinking them down into little people and using them for workers on another planet, or well, basically that's what they were doing, or that they had a flying ball bearing with a head drill in it, or that this old man would turn into a young lady and then hook up with people. What's the part that's
What's the part that's really funny? All of it. I mean, when you say it like that, Josh, I mean, like, damn. I mean, like, do you have to like really just, man? Yeah, this movie was fucked up. Ain't none of all that junk is all messed up.
So can I
yes.
say why this was even brought up or even spoken on several times, which was enough to get you to talk about it? So I'm a 14-year-old kid watching that movie in a, what do you call those lounge chairs that lean back with a cover all on myself, watching it in a dark house by myself. And at that time, 14 years old, I'm looking at that stuff, and I must say that there were some things I saw today, because I rewatched it today. There were some things I saw today that I didn't even pay attention to back then. First of all, the music.
Yes.
Back in the 70s, the music that they would use I think was more terrifying than anything. It's that chakra, that strings and violin stuff to get you all nervous. So that was getting me. But the most powerful part that I will never be able to get out of my mind is the end, because my 14-year-old mind was ready to go to bed, thinking, because it was late at night I was watching it. I was thinking, I'm going to bed. This movie's over. And boom, at the end. Like, hell. And then I had to stay up for another 2-3 hours, just sitting there watching anything I could watch. Because I think the TV still stayed on in 1979, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because you remember.
No.
Well,
No.
it went into the
the anthem.
Star Spangled Banner and the little code thing. Well, I must not have watched it. It must not have been midnight, because yes, folks, TV used to go off at midnight.
Yes.
But
This is true.
People would lose their mind.
what? Where?
It did.
In America.
Mhm.
But so I must have watched it early enough where it was not quite close to the TV going off, but it was dark. And I was in the house alone, terrified from that ending. But yeah, so watching it today, I saw that cool ass car. I saw his wallpaper that had the view from the moon. That was dope.
Yep.
Looking at Earth. I saw boobies. I mean, I probably saw them then too, but I didn't pay attention. I was scared. You know what I'm saying? But that was for a 14-year-old kid watching that back in the time when it was made. That movie had me shook for a long time, and it never left my brain. Even though I know there's 3 or 4 more they made since then.
Four more, yep.
Yeah, I've never watched any of them. I've never watched any of the sequels, because that one had me so shook up as a kid. But that today was the first time I ever watched it again. And like I said, Cobweb, I watched it with different eyes and different feelings and different understanding. I didn't even know he was an alien back then. Yeah. I just was like, yo, who was this gigantically tall guy throwing coffins around?
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. And the whole thing with me is that when I sit back and I think about this movie, a lot of this stuff is just really, I can relate to a lot of it. And I'm going to tell you honestly, the character between the dynamic of the brothers and their relationship was beautiful. That whole dynamic to me just blew my mind freaking wide open. When it was the killer, he was always after his brother, had his back, and the brother wanted to leave to try to go live his own life and everything, but he wouldn't let him go. It was pretty wild. And then when they sit up there, when he chopped those dude's finger off and he bought it back, and he showed it to him in a box, and then his ass go to sit down. He just gave this one thing. I believe you now.
Yes.
I believe you now. He was talking all that shit. So I'm like, calm down, you lying and stuff like that. You need to relax your ass up. You know what I'm saying? He sit up there sleep with a damn shotgun.
You're right. Just the way he told him. He's like, yeah, sure. Show me that box, because he knew there was gonna be nothing in there, and he peeks in. Okay. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Speaking of box, how cool was it in 1979? They made that box vanish off of that table when he put his hand in that box, in the box with the old witch lady.
Oh, yeah.
Or was that Ozzy Osbourne?
In the beginning.
Yeah, I have that in my notes right here. It says Ozzy Osbourne grandma right here.
She did look like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
Hell no.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
And
Cobweb, you were saying about him, about the car and the window, how he smashed it and jumped out of it.
Yeah.
But the little kid was also walking all over the place, running all over the place.
Yeah.
He followed his brother. His brother would take off in the car, and then he was right behind him.
That's what I was gonna say when you were talking about his relationship with his brother. He drives up to the bar, right? And his brother's 4 seconds behind him walking.
Yeah.
Right.
And I always got a ratchet underneath the car tinkering with some shit. The car run fine, motherfucker. What the hell are you tinkering with now? He always underneath the goddamn thing, pulling out his wrench or something like that. Let me get that for you. I was like, what?
Did his brother forget he was under the car fixing it when he was like, yeah, I can't get away from him? He forgot his brother was right there? Wow, I didn't pay attention before.
That's in the notes right here too. He just walks in. He's like, because he tells his friend, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna drop him off with the aunt and all that. I'm like, he's 3 feet away from him.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't know I forget who the director was, but he was just like, heck with it. We're rushed for time. Get it in. Get the lines
oh
in.
shit.
It was his first major film. That was one of the things talking about. We do a boob count here, especially when there's there was only like 2 sets in this movie, but so at the beginning of it was tripping me out, and then I rewound it. I told Deborah, I said, take a look at this, right? So when they show the legs, like the legs are straight out, and then when they show the guy's point of view, she's sitting straight up, but then they cut back to the legs, and then it's like, okay, well, it's a shapeshifter. He don't know which way legs should be going or something.
I thought that was very weird too. That whole thing, I was like, what the hell is the direction with that? That was one of the things that kind of pissed me off, because I was like, why are their legs going this way and they intertwine like that? Maybe it was just more or less that she was wrapping herself around him or something like that in different degrees or something like that. You know what I'm saying? With the alien stuff and shit.
You know what the issue was?
He was too tall.
Stepping outside of the film, the actress didn't want to do a nude scene, so it was at two different days, and they didn't realize that because she did the laying down scene, but the sitting up scene was a different actress because she was the one that buried her top.
And behind the tombstone and everything, like, really?
Yes. Who does that? I mean, if the first time you're gonna meet some chick and you pick up at a bar,
You go to the
and
cemetery.
she wants to take you to the cemetery to do you on a headstone, why in the world do you go? Why?
I can't call it.
Why? Why would you do that? I mean, that's not even. I couldn't even get turned on like that. I mean, I don't even thinking like that. You gonna sit up there? You want me to get busy on a bunch of dead bodies?
Not gonna happen.
Well, look at the little brother. That's something else in the notes. The little brother on his motorcycle just driving over graves. No big deal.
I was mad about that. I was like, hey, show some respect.
I know. And then how about the binocular look through the camera? Yeah, I paid attention today, folks. I paid attention.
You know what it is? It's that high definition. And you watch this movie in high definition, it makes a big difference. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you see that clarity on that stuff and you can pick up all those crazy details, that should be messing your head up. You know, and what was up with them jokers from Star Wars in there and shit?
The Ewoks.
Not the Ewoks. No, they were the what?
The
Josh?
Jawas. The Jawas.
The
The Jawas, yeah.
But here's the thing. So the movie was filming, right? I know Star Wars came out in 1977. It took them over a year to film this movie because they were renting the equipment on a Friday. So you'd get Saturday and Sunday free and turn it in Monday.
Wow.
So they were filming it every other weekend for over a year. And they had filmed the suit, and they filmed the brown, what do you call it? The hoodie thing with the, I don't know, robe.
Robes.
Yeah,
right.
they'd filmed the robes, and then Star Wars came out, and it was like, damn it, and it was it's just coincidental.
So those little things.
That's not coincidental.
Not really. But were they lobotomized and changed, or were they actually aliens, those little things?
From what I'm getting from the story, they were people from the cemetery. Whoever was there in the cemetery, and then I don't understand why they had to get squashed down, because they said one line in the movie, they're like, oh, well, the gravity is so strong on their planet, they have to make them short. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But if they had to make them short, how come the tall man was tall?
Because he had to work outside to get the body, so he had to be in the public.
Yeah, but he was super tall.
Well, they didn't know, so they made him super tall.
So we're gonna, I'm
creepy as fucking possible. That's what the hell they did.
I'm gonna have to bring out my comic book nerd knowledge on it and go Superman with it. Superman was stronger where they had like a different type of sun. So if he was from that planet that was used to all that gravity, now he comes over here, like astronauts, they grow like an inch when they stay up in orbit. And so he just grew in this late. Man, it's a
Josh,
movie. I don't
come
know.
on. That doesn't make any sense. Then why aren't the other guys like that then?
Well, because he's making them to use on his planet. And he knows that, like, he can't go back home because if he goes back home, he's going to snap in two. I needed to make these movies, man.
That makes sense now. Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah, it does.
So there was a scene that I noticed when I was young, and I noticed today. It's the scene where the tall man is walking down the street, and he comes up along this like a work area, and the steam is going up, and he turns, does the total look like he's looking at the boy.
Yeah.
But he's like breathing that, I guess, the exhaust, and turns away and walks off. What was that?
It was the cold from the ice cream truck.
Right.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. But I don't
Wow.
know. There's debates in the horror community. Did it affect him in a bad way and was it messing him up, or was he like was he enjoying it? People are.
He seemed to be enjoying
It
it. To
looked
me.
like he enjoyed it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Very good.
Wow.
Like maybe it brought back a memory or something.
Well, maybe it was like 107 or 110 where he was at, and he walked in.
And he got, I'm going to stay right here.
Oh,
like when we go to the stores.
Yeah, when you walk into a store on a hot day, and you're like, that's exactly what. Yeah,
I'm going to stay right here.
No, wait. Explain it to me. Explain this to me. Okay, this whole concept. Okay, whenever they separated, he always got attacked. Okay, so never leave your brother behind. As soon as you say, don't leave him.
right.
Why that ending? How is it that he was in the house and the man was chasing him? He ran all the way to where his brother was at and was able to know where he put everything at and jump that ravine just like that. How was he able to do that? Wasn't he driving? Why did his brother just leave the car? He was like bait. I mean, what kind of asshole leaves his brother for bait?
The one that
They had a plan.
the one that stands 3
That was
feet
the
away.
plan?
No. The brother.
That's not a good plan.
The brother that stands 3 feet away from him, telling his best friend, "I'm gonna leave this motherfucker with my aunt, the crazy aunt."
Oh shit!
That's the brother that lets him go alone.
Yeah.
Oh, he was trying to get rid of him again. Jeez,
He knew he was going to follow him.
man.
He had
used
his
own
watch.
brother for bait.
No. He had his watch timed to 4 minutes. It takes me wherever I go. He shows up in 4 minutes. So I'm going to take 3 minutes and
my
50 seconds to set up this 1,000-foot hole in the ground.
Now, that ball thing was kind of crazy too. That could turn corners and all that kind of stuff. The first one that stuck into the guy's head, I think I was too lazy to get up and pause it and look, but I think I saw the hose in the guy's wrist for all of that blood coming out of there.
Yeah.
And I may go back and look at it again, but I thought I'm looking like, is that a hose right there? Because there was a lot of blood coming out of a brain. You know what I'm saying?
And
Wow.
the first squirt of blood you see come from the ball instead of from him.
Yeah.
You know how they did that flying trick, right?
No.
In 1977, 78, when they did this movie, they got a baseball pitcher and he stood right by the camera and he just chunked the ball, kept on chunking it.
Wow.
And then they play it backwards. And whichever one looked the best,
Wow.
That's how they did it.
Wow.
it literally throwing a ball.
Unbelievable.
And then when that guy got stuck in the face, they just pulled it away with fishing line and then played it backwards.
Wow. Look at that. 1970 something.
Doing something with nothing. You know what I'm saying? And now they just green screen
better than
everything.
it looks better than some of the
Right.
stuff that they're spending thousands of dollars on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. When he bit the boy bit somebody on the arm or something,
That guy.
and it looked like ketchup. It's like, oh, there's ketchup coming out of his arm.
And how many times you got to tell? Excuse me. The whole Volkswagen scene. I'm not done with that. I'm not done with that. Why in the world was they in that? He kept telling them, let's go. Why would they just be standing in the car? Just not, why? I don't understand.
That's a trope, though, isn't it? With the car is there and the bad guy monsters coming up, and you got to go through that trope, man.
It was the same thing like with a motorcycle in the graveyard, because his motorcycle died out because the tall man used his magic, knocked him over, and then as soon as he saw the tall man put the casket in there, turned his bike right on, took off.
And the girl, the kid telling the girl, "Don't open the door! Don't open the door!" Why is the doorknob? Why is the lock going up and she get opening the door? What was that?
I think they were trying to open the door.
Yeah, I guess they had a little power or something, but yeah, I guess
I can say okay.
She kept locking it, and then it would go up.
So
why didn't they just start the car and drive away?
Because they were too busy screaming.
Yeah,
you can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Comedy moment when the hearse was chasing them, and the brother was shooting at the hearse, and like, there's nobody driving, but when it crashed, they saw the little dude with the board through his body. I thought that was funny as hell. Like, no, you can't see anybody driving the car. And then when it crashes, here's the little dude with a board through his chest.
Okay. Explain this one. Explain. Okay, I got one more to explain. You got to explain.
You know we haven't
the
even
scene. The scene with the
yet,
shotgun. The scene with the shotgun. Okay, when he was there with the shotgun and his brother was in the car. Now he knew it was a different car, but now it's his car. He knew that was his car. Why was he still sitting gun on his brother? And why didn't his brother say something like "It's me"? Why did it take so damn long?
Suspense.
Oh yeah, when he drove up on him,
Yeah,
he didn't flash his lights or nothing.
I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
It was
so explain the movie, Josh. Somebody explain the movie. Like we're talking about it. Explain the movie.
I don't even know if I can explain the movie after seeing it again and seeing stuff I didn't know from before. I remember more of those spheres, those chrome balls.
Yeah,
killing people different and stuff like that. And that was the scary thing. What you got?
It was my first time watching the movie. I had never, but every time anybody talked about Phantasm, that's the one thing that I'm like, okay, it was the little sphere things, and I didn't see enough of them. Like I was like, oh, I thought there was gonna be more of those.
I completely forgot about.
It was gonna be.
I completely forgot about the Jawas.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no, they were definitely a part of it because they were a lot of the chase was them going after the boy.
Yeah.
And the fight them was pretty funny too. Like you're fighting in this little thing, man.
It was just
you know what's gonna make the Jawa fights even worse?
What?
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Every single Jawa was a child.
Wow.
The actor was a child. There weren't no little people or anything like that. Each Jawa was a child.
Getting body slammed and stuff.
Yes.
They was whooping their ass. They was beating the shit out of them damn kids. Somebody call DCFS.
Wow.
Where's the SAG? Nah.
Man. Wow. Wow. So it was rated R. Do you think it was for the violence or those boobies?
For the violence, it was supposed to be non-rated, and they trimmed like an hour and a half a movie out. It was supposed to be a 3-hour long movie.
Oh God!
They filmed so much for this movie that they use like an hour of it in part 3.
Wow.
Yes. And
no, they didn't.
It was.
Did they do it? They didn't do it like that freaking that movie with the axe guy, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. This is just what I
don't. That just messes me all up if they did that.
That had to have been in the late episode 3 or the third.
Like they didn't do
one.
like Silent Night, Deadly Night, that one flick or something like that when they replayed the whole movie. In the second thing, it was just like the whole movie all over
the
again.
The second one was like a recap.
Right.
Previously on, like that.
You know, that's just extra money. That's extra money. But hey,
no.
that was in 1998 that they reused all the
what?
Yeah, the last
20. So I would hate to see the difference in the quality of 78, 79 to 90 something.
The last one they made that had the same little brother, the same older brother, Reggie, the ice cream guy, comes back.
Wow.
Right, and the tall man, 2016.
Wow.
Yeah,
they did a 2016 version?
Phantasm 5 Ravager.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's incredible.
I
don't think I'm going to be able to watch any of the other ones, though, honestly. I think I'm going to leave it at 1.
I tried to watch 2. And I couldn't get through it. It was just too dumb.
That's how I am with Hellraiser 1. I can't go back and watch it now because I remember being scared seeing it, and we started watching it again. And it was like, man.
Life was different then.
So check this out. The movie was supposed to be non-rated, and the one thing that was pushing the rating board into non-rated instead of R was the urine.
Oh yeah, he did piss himself.
Because in movies they're not really. I don't know if they're not supposed to or whatever, but they usually don't show kind of like real death.
Yeah, that's real right there. You're gonna get some of that, and the other stuff too.
Yeah,
if it's there.
And that was the only thing they had a problem with.
Wow,
and
really?
Some major movie review, whatever guy had to call up and say, hey, we love this movie and blah blah blah, is there anything you can do? People aren't going to be able to see it if it has that rating. And so they changed some of the color and contrast just to make it a little brighter. Like if you watch the remastered version, you can tell that it's urine, but on the other ones it wasn't that it was old video or the way that they shot it. They had to brighten it up just so it wouldn't be as yellow as natural.
Wow. Well,
so
I didn't pay attention to it when I was 14, but today I saw it and I was like, damn, that was pretty realistic there.
Yeah.
Well, that poor kid.
It caught me off guard.
Man, that blue jean jacket.
Like, hey.
Yeah. I like that kid though. I did like him. I like his blue jean jacket. I thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying? Because that blue jean jacket saved his life so many times. You know,
man, the acting was definitely 1970s.
Yes,
and I had to reset
beautiful.
My brain.
It was beautiful 1970s type concept. You know, it really was. Because sometimes, you know, you get these movies nowadays when they try to make it look like you're in the 70s or something like that. And you know how they just throw things together that make it look like that. But when you actually sit back and watch a movie like that, you know, that's actually what they're trying to make, it really does take it to heart. You know, I dug it. I dug that junk.
But did you make it through the whole movie when you rewatched it?
we did, right, Deb?
Yeah, yeah.
I had to stop a couple times because I had to go let the dog out. So I picked it up the next day.
It took him that long.
Why'd you leave that dog out?
Wow.
That dog had some business.
Wow.
Did you stay outside with them too?
Maybe in Chicago. Wow.
I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it at all.
Let me see if this connected and all that. We were talking about it earlier. Let's see. Can y'all hear it?
The music.
I can hear it.
What I want to know is, but I'm waiting for that part that everybody knows. There you go.
There you go.
I want to know.
There's only one movie with scarier music, and that's
Halloween?
The Omen. To me,
Yes, the
The
bell.
Omen. I couldn't watch it. I had to turn the TV down and watch the movie. That music was just too much for me.
Oh yeah, that was intense.
Yeah, but that right there, that when that hits, it's like, whoa.
I told Deborah, I was like, I didn't realize that was a Phantasm song because I knew the song, and I'm wondering if that inspired the Undertaker's theme from WWE.
Yes, because remember we were like, hey, in the beginning.
And he's a tall man.
And he's an Undertaker.
And he's under. Oh man!
Look at that.
So there you go.
So wrestling is real. See,
That's insane because you know how Vince is. He hold on to something quick. So that's where his premise of the Undertaker came from. Was from the Phantasm.
Phantasm.
It is that does fit the description of Taker 100%. Tall, strong man, works as an Undertaker,
Yeah.
superpowers.
The song.
Yeah, there you go.
oh man, now Jim, now he's gonna get sued.
Yeah, right.
Deborah has a story. Can we say it on a podcast? Because you heard what E. Green just said right now, right? He said
Yeah.
Jim McMahon.
I did.
Ne-
Don't call me Jim.
Why wouldn't we? But you have to tell a story because
Okay.
I take forever.
So, as monitoring Deborah's certain airline call from back in the day, on airlines, celebrities and their managers and all that, for those who might not know listening to this, have a special code, have a special sign-in, way to, because anybody can call up and say, hey, I'm Bette Midler or I'm so-and-so and blah, blah, blah. But they have their own, and it's usually their agents and stuff like that that handle it. Anyways, but we will hypothetically say that it was Jim McMahon, hypothetically, allegedly.
The funky QB.
And allegedly,
I'm just gonna say before you finish this, please, people don't hate me.
allegedly, this might just be a completely made up story and not real whatsoever. Right when Sweetness passed, allegedly, maybe this certain McMahon was trying to get a bereavement fee to fly. And hypothetically, in this completely fake and just made up situation, said, I'm Jim McMahon. Don't you know me? And allegedly, Deborah says, I know who Vince McMahon is.
I didn't know football.
Allegedly.
Let me tell you something.
I'm a football fan now, but back then, the only football team I knew were the Cowboys.
Oh.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Because of my dad, I used to watch it with my dad, and I didn't know what was going on. When my dad and my uncles would cheer, I would cheer because they were cheering. I didn't know.
She didn't know any better.
Anything about football.
After this,
on my defense,
I understand your defense, but I'm gonna be honest with you. You probably couldn't have walked the streets of Chicago safe that day.
Oh no.
They love that man. We love Jim McMahon out here.
Hell, I can't believe I said Jim McMahon instead of the other guy. Tell you how much I cared about wrestling.
He was the last quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl for the Chicago Bears. I don't care. He still walks on water out here.
Wow. That was a long time ago, but we're not going to go there.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
That was right after the movie came out, right after Phantasm came out.
That was
a couple years.
So for anybody that's listened all the way through this, 39 minutes into it, in case you haven't seen Phantasm, Phantasm is a movie about a teenage boy and his friends who face off against a mysterious grave robber known only as the Tall Man, who employs a lethal arsenal of unearthly weapons. That's a shitty breakdown, IMDb.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
They didn't say nothing about the Jawas. They didn't say anything about the little alien flying batteries not included ships.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh my God.
I thought it was very adequate. I mean, for something like that, I mean, it left everything for surprise for you.
Yeah, but it didn't. I don't know. It just didn't. Obviously, when I was 14 years old, I didn't give a damn about a write up. It was just. I think it was on. I don't know. I don't even know if HBO was something that just started.
Yeah.
But maybe I didn't care. But that, to me, that description would not fit. Hell, I didn't even know they were aliens back then, or not from here. You know, I just thought he was a creepy ass dude. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Hey, was you watching that shit on TV?
On TV, on one of the square 4x3 TV, not a 16 by 9.
No, there was a box that they used to have for the TVs back then. Like the cable.
Then yes, we did. We had one installed back then.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly, yeah.
Right. For people that don't understand, this was the first thing of cable that they used to have. And you used to pay for this box that set onto your TV set, and you would turn to like one of the stations like Channel 44 or something else like that. Mm-hmm. And when you wanted to watch TV, like the cable station, you would turn it to on TV. And that's when you would get the other 2 premium channels that you got or something like that. You got 2 extra channels, unedited, raw, uncut. Just
that's the that's the box that had the buttons on it, right? The whole bunch of different buttons all the way across, and then you move the switch up, and then buttons back across, and then one more.
No, that was Spectrum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember that.
That was Spectrum. It was on TV. Was it still on?
All the way across?
I remember you could hear it, but you would if you didn't have the subscription, you'd get just wiggly lines on the screen, but you could hear.
Yeah,
all the stuff that was happening.
that was Channel 99, I think. I mean,
late night TV. Yeah, you could hear all of the breathing.
Oh man!
For anybody listening to this, there's a couple of parts of this pod that they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand TV turning off at night.
Oh,
and because then they're going to be like, well, then all you had to do is pick up your phone. No.
Nope. You'd have to pick up the phone, but your cord was like 12 inches. You had to stand right there by the phone, unless you had one of them long ass walk away from the kitchen cords. But no, you were right there.
And then all you were going to do is talk to somebody, and then somebody was going to pick up the other phone on the other line, tell you to get off the phone. Because they could just pick. You'd have 2 phones in your house, and somebody pick up the other end and hear exactly what you're saying. And then,
since we're in,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're in 1979. Do you remember? You guys might not, but do you remember having to have the operator break into somebody's call so you could call them
to cut into somebody else? You could ask to. Yes.
Yeah. It was a different time,
That was hard.
Listen to this one.
Some serious junk.
Listen to this one, kids. You had to pay. You had to put money into a box out in public to use the phone. And if you didn't have money, you would hit a button and talk to a person at the other end. Well, it got better when it wasn't really a person. It was like an automatic system. And it was like, say your name now. And you're like, I'm at the mall, pick me up.
Yep. Yep.
Movie's over, come pick me up. And then
you accept charges from, I'm at the mall, pick me up. Wow, I'd forgotten about that part.
It's time to go pick up Josh.
Wow.
Man, that was some because 79 was a different era. That was definitely a different era when you really do think about it. The world was completely different. Everything was just they don't do things like they did before. Like Shorty was able out all the time. You
He
know,
was
Just outside, just
he's just
just in the
outside.
graveyard. In the graveyard most of the time, though.
His motorcycle.
So, how old do you think he was? Like 14, 13,
I think about
12?
14, 15.
And he was working on that
14.
car. Like
He was.
like
And
real
driving
work.
it.
Yeah, real work. Yeah, and
What?
his brother told him, "Here, I'm gonna go back and get some. Take the car." Not like, be careful with the car. Don't scratch my car. He just knew that he knew how to drive it so well. Take the car.
He did know how to
That was
drive that car. You see, he was holding it steady when his brother was hanging out the hood of the car was shooting that shotgun. He held that wheel
Yep.
tight.
Yep.
He knew how to drive.
Well, that actor learned how to drive during that movie in that Barracuda.
Well, in real life, that actor was 37. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
Yeah, he was definitely young. Some of his acting, his emotion, and the way the slouch shoulders when they were standing by the car talking about what they were going to do. I was like, look at. I had to stop myself. Stop. Don't see that. Just see the scene. Don't dig. Let it go. It's 79. So
Let me ask each one of y'all. We'll start with Deb on this one. What was your favorite part of the movie?
What was my favorite part of the movie?
Dead air.
I guess the whole time when he first saw the Jawas, because I got a kick out of how he ran away from them, and then it was like he jumped on a trampoline and ran out of the window.
yeah,
That like sticks to my head, because like how that window was so high.
And then his brother
And he
had a
just
hard time
jumped.
getting out of it.
Yes, and I was like yelling at the TV when he was trying to get in there, and I was like, "Come on, guy! Your brother just jumped out of that window with no problem. He didn't even touch the frame. He just it was like no net. It just
E Green, how about
Wait.
you?
and he
me.
Yeah, do you have a favorite part of this movie?
Yes, my favorite part, because it did two things. It scared the shit out of me, boy, at the end. And then after he says boy from over there somewhere, then he gets snatched through the window, Freddy Krueger style, like Freddy did a girl's mom, snatched her
Yes.
through the doorway, remember? That was my favorite part, because literally, that is the part that has stuck with me for 40 years, yo.
And
That him just appearing after all of those rocks fell on him and whatever, but to appear
that
and reach
actor,
out to grab him.
that actor Angus Scrim, he made money just doing tours of just him, boy.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, that. And you know what the sad
He
thing
was
is?
scary.
So he made all that money and all that. All he ever wanted to do as an actor, he wanted to do a comedy movie. He never got
Wow.
to do a comedy movie, and just one. He didn't have to get stuck doing that.
Wow.
He didn't mind doing all the Phantasm stuff over and over, but he wanted to do one comedy movie, and nobody.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing funny about his
he's
ass.
scary looking.
Right. You're not funny. Okay.
Airplane 79.
Right. We're not going to scare children out here anymore. E. Green still terrorized from back in the 78.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm always looking over the back, man.
Right. Put him next to
Cobweb.
Winnie the Pooh, see what happened.
Wonder if there's any more honey in there.
Cobweb, you got a favorite scene?
Yeah. I would say that whole car chase thing. With him and his brother when he was holding the wheel, like I was saying, and he was shooting out and everything else like that. I thought that was I love that, because it just, even though his brother was trying, and I understand you guys what you're saying, his older brother was trying to kill him and get rid of him now, that it did seem real to me before, but now
That was a 14-year plan B. That's what he was.
Wow.
I agree. I think he was trying to get rid of him, dude. I really do.
So the car chase scene and all that's my second favorite scene, right? And that director Don Coscarelli, that was his first movie. He didn't know that you could fake inside car scenes that you could have lights in the back or whatever. So all the scenes that they're in a car, they're really moving, and it wasn't towed by a camera truck or anything like that. They were every single scene when they're moving in that car. But
that's why it seems so intense.
Yeah,
it did. Where he came out where he came out that like that with that shotty, that was hardcore, bro. That was hardcore. And now what you're saying like that now, that's how he shot it. That was no stunt, man. He did that junk for real.
Yep. My favorite scene, and it's only like 10, 20 seconds long, is the scene when the older brother, what was his name? Mike. When Mike's there. Yeah. No, that's Reggie. That's Reggie. I got a story about that ponytail in a second. But so Mike's there with the blonde lady, right? I think that's her name. No, the lady in lavender. That's what they call
Lady
her.
in Lavender, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's there with the lady in lavender, and they're about to hook up, and then here comes his little brother, just running, just
oh yeah.
He might as well have had his hands up in the air, but like
yeah.
I'm just picturing the director go, just run and be scared. He's like, well, how do you be scared? I don't know, just yell, and it's like the worst yell. Just
he's like, what happened to the girl? She's back there waiting on me.
oh,
wow. Least favorite?
Least favorite? The mustard finger.
Wow. Wow. Mine was the rocks falling on him in the ravine or whatever on the tall guy. Like all those rocks falling. It was like I was watching a cutaway from Ultraman or something. Like these rocks are just
they did look kind of rubbery.
So he's strong. Just push those rocks out of the way.
And they all fell in that like 6 foot by 6 foot, 1,000-foot down hole. Yeah,
perfect.
Okay. Explain this to me. The ending of this movie. Somebody please explain this.
That's
to me.
my least favorite.
Right. The whole concept when he was sitting up there with his brother, and he told him that your brother was dead already. You know what I'm saying? And he died in a car accident a while back ago. Okay, so I'm thinking like, if that happened, then was this all just a dream?
That's what he said to him.
Yeah, it was all a dream. The whole thing was a dream. Yep. It was really pretty wild, honestly, to tell the truth.
But was it a dream?
It wasn't I don't know. It left me kind of hanging like that. That's what kind of like screwed my whole head up. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then again, as I said so many times before, the biggest thing to deal with and the biggest moneymaker in movie industry is grief.
Yeah.
Because if that went off of that, then the whole movie was him dealing with his grief of his losing his brother.
Well, that is what the main overtone about the movie, that the writer came out and said the whole movie is about grief. There you go. Deb,
see, it worked.
And yours
it
was the
worked
ending
like
also?
a mug.
Deb, yours was the ending also? That you didn't like?
Well, yeah, because I didn't understand it. But now that y'all are explaining it, I see it differently now. Because I didn't like the whole, he got up and he was like, oh, it's all a dream. It's like, so this whole movie was a dream?
It's Bobby Ewing.
I didn't understand it. Yeah. I didn't understand it, but now that y'all explain it like that, I'm like thinking, I'm like, okay, well, it makes a little bit of sense now.
And like, because he ran around so much all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was able to get from spot to spot, like, because he said he was just running sometimes and he was just like, it kind of like puts in the concept of the depth perception why he was talking to his brother about him when he wasn't really there. And he was like 3 feet away. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So this movie is a precursor to The Sixth Sense, is what you're saying.
Ooh.
It could be.
I see dead people.
So if anybody's watching this on YouTube and we're talking about stuff from back in the day, and we're talking about stuff that you necessarily won't see today. So if you're looking at the 4 of our pictures, 3 of these kids are doing their own thing. 3 of these kids are kind of the same. And there's one person here that's different. That would be Deb. Because the 3 of us have matching haircuts.
Hey! And I literally just shaved my beard off today. Dang it.
I like, where's he going with this?
No,
Right. I'm like, what? That's good, Josh.
The Bean Team.
Yes, but no. But the point that I'm alluding to was back in the day. Deborah and I have been together since the '90s, early '90s, right? And I used to have long, flowing hair, like I'm not even joking, just long, flowing hair. And so we're watching this movie, and then Reggie, the ice cream guy, comes up, and he's got that skullet going. And Deborah's like, "What's a skullet?" I'm like, "Well, a mullet is short in the front, long in the back." And so this one's, you got that skullet. You're just showing the skull, then you got that ponytail in the back. And I said,
"Oh God!"
I said, "I'm thinking about growing one of those."
Oh my God!
And she just looks. She looks at me, and I'm like, "What?" Deb, you mind if I grow out a skullet?
I guess.
Skullet.
I mean, it's your hair, your head.
I didn't like his character. How he just like popped up out of the blue once or something like that and saved him and stuff like that. I don't get it.
He said whammy.
I didn't get it. That whole thing kind of confused me. How I didn't like him.
We were calling him Whammy because he looked like the guy from Anchorman, the sportscaster Whammy.
Yeah, he did.
But you know what though? I have my friends and family that are near and dear and all that. But there's some friendship in this movie when Reggie, Whammy, Mr. Ponytail, just walks right up when his friend's jamming out, just joins right into the song and all that. They're sitting there drinking the Dos Equis, and I turned to Deborah and I was like, "Man, I miss that." You know what I mean? Just jamming out like that. Just
wow. Well, I mean, you can still do it.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Don't give me any delusions of grandeur over here, okay? Next thing we'll be doing like segments of Josh playing the fiddle and shit.
Oh,
we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time.
If he plays the fiddle, I'll play my harmonica.
Oh snap!
on next week's episode of Cast of the Pod.
This fool got a harmonica.
Yes, I have a harmonica.
I can bring my drum out.
You didn't know, did you? You didn't know. Hidden talents.
I so wish your drum was easily accessible right now.
I know.
Oh my God. This fool over here sitting up here like Stevie doing damn wonder.
Yes, sir. With my glasses. With my shades. Where they at?
I never knew.
Stevie can
look,
see.
Look, if you look at me from this view, I could be Stevie. Till I turn this way.
Missing that skullet.
Woo! That's what Stevie got. Honestly, the way his look now.
Somebody got to tell him at some point.
Oh,
I mean, he's got hands. He can still feel. He should be like, oh.
But he don't know that don't look good.
Have you
yeah,
seen,
you're right.
Have you seen the videos of him catching falling mic stands and everything?
Yes,
like that?
I did. Yes. Yeah, Shaq said he can see.
That's what Eddie Murphy said too.
Wow. Hey, it is what it is at this point, right? Bro, that's what my shirt says. It is what it is. Literally.
Skipping past the 1979 classic Phantasm, just real quick, since it's in your area of expertise, E. Green. Cobweb and I have been having a debate back and forth, and a movie a while back we saw, which was called Red Caps, had the guy from Game of Thrones, the guy that played Hodor, who's a DJ now. I can't tell you what his real name is. I just know he's the guy from Game of Thrones. He's a DJ, and he's also like 6'8", so he's huge. And then I brought up that there's Shaq Diesel, and he's a DJ, and Cobweb is not very favorable of Shaq.
Really? As at all, or as a DJ?
What are you talking about?
Don't make me bring up the episode.
I told you. Okay, no, I got the episode. I told you. I said that I respect Shaq for what he do because I can't do it. Okay,
this is true. Okay.
But right now, me, I'm not into that big club music, bang bang, that much. You know what I'm saying? That's a little hard for me to digest as much as it used to be. I mean, I've been to North Coast many a time, and I've seen how it get busy out there. Them fools is crazy. They get crazy out there, and it's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
You want my hot take?
Yes, please.
Shaquille O'Neal is a personality that plays records. I would not call him a DJ per se, because that's near and dear to my heart. As I turn, to me, it is near and dear to my heart. A lot of celebrities. Paris Hilton was a personality that played records. It's their celebrity that makes them desired at these events and stuff. You got Shaq is one of the coolest, one of the best human beings that outside of stuff that I don't know about his life. Just from what I know, what I see, he is like a regular human being that likes to have fun and be around people and stuff.
Yeah.
And that makes him profitable for these festivals and stuff, to have a 7'1" person up there with his hands in the air, pushing buttons on a thing, playing the music that they paid to hear. Yes. Right?
Yep.
That's not a bad thing. I'm not putting it down. It just is what it is. He is a celebrity that plays music and people love it. I mean, if he goes in there and plays, so basically that kind of stuff is like EDM, right? If he goes in there playing some country music, let's just say, it's not going to go over so well, right? So they know what they're doing. Shaq is a good guy. They get him up there. He plays music. He's an incredibly big human being and larger than life, and in real life and in TV. So it's not to begrudge him, but I don't particularly call people that just play music DJs.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's a title, to be earned.
Yeah, you gotta earn that.
Right. I could tell you one of the tallest DJs, the best ones I ever seen was Biz Markie.
Oh, yeah. Another tall guy.
Biz, a lot of people sleep on this about Biz. Biz, he can spin some records. He could turn the party out. You know what I'm saying? I saw him once at the House of Blues with De La Soul and Common. And Biz opened up for him and stuff like that. And he was the DJ for the night. And he just ripped it, dude, from beginning to end. He understood the vibe, everything.
Right.
You can't. Right. And it's Biz Markie, dude. Come on, dude.
Right. Indeed. Sorely missed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on radio stations or streaming services that call themselves DJs, but they're not DJs. They're personalities. Some of them don't even touch music. You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand, or they may have once, but once they get the title and they're doing more talking than playing music, then they're a personality. They're not a DJ.
See, now I feel guilty.
Why?
Because right before you got on, E Green, Cobweb and I and Deb, we were talking about how this past week a movie that I'm in for like 5, 6, maybe 10 seconds just came out, and I'm titled as the DJ. But now I got to write up to David Mendez and ask him if he can just change me to the sound guy. Can you please change my name to the sound guy?
Dude,
were you playing music? Were you mixing and scratching, or what was your role? I mean, what were you doing?
It is a wrestling movie, and I was the sound guy for a wrestling show and doing the announcing.
Yeah, you were a personality.
I was not mixing and scratching.
No, you were not. I think they just put the DJ title on there just because they didn't want to spend the extra money for the space
other letters
for
for sound guys.
Oh my god! Yeah, give him 2 letters, DJ.
Well, then they spelled it out DEEJAY. No, I'm kidding.
Oh wow!
Wow!
It took it back to 1979.
That's what's up.
Wow! Interesting. Well, again, no disrespect to Shaq or anybody else, Paris Hilton, anybody else that is out here playing music. But you know, there are real people who are real DJs, Scratch, Jazzy, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Those guys are DJs, you know.
Yo, I got since we bringing this up, I got to ask. I'm doing a request, E, because you do these little mixes, these not even little, but these mixed blends that you do every Sunday, and they are badass. You know, if anybody needs to get on the IG, check out E Green on that. And you always blend like something wild together. Now I'm going to show you this Al Green album right here, okay? And I'm going to hear you another album. I want you to mix something up with this JB album.
Oh, you want something off of there?
With that Al Green.
Oh, okay. You must have something in mind, but
nope.
Okay.
I was like making it hard for you.
Well, see, this is I used to do this. I used to DJ for money, right? But now it's
professional.
It's strictly a hobby at this point, but I love a good challenge. So, and they are some of my favorite artists. So Al Green versus the Jungle Brothers. And you may not even have to wait till Sunday. How about that?
Nice.
There. I wrote it down. And now I'll do it. Because if I didn't write it down, I'd be like, what did he say? What did he say? That old guy in the commercial with the ear thing. What did he say?
Oh my God.
I've fallen.
Since
I don't want to get up.
Since we're talking about these mixes and all that, E Green, I'm going to say it right now, 90% of our patrons that we have, all 5 of them. So what is that? 80% of our patrons followed us over from Felipe's Garage, and they're supporting fellow mechanics there. But to the people that might not know where you're at, where can they find you?
Oh man, I use the same thing everywhere, so it's easy. E Green 965. Don't ask why. That's what it is. All the socials. I don't do like Snapchat, the young stuff. Basically all the staples, Facebook, Instagram, and every now and then I'll do a TikTok. I don't want to get hooked on TikTok, so every now and then I'll post something on it. But it's so easy to just do what I do and then flip it up there on Instagram and Facebook because they're brother and sister or brother or sister, whatever they are. They're related. So it's easy and I don't have to do a whole lot of, going all over the place. Plus, it's just a hobby and I do it. Honestly, I do it so I can go back and listen to some of the mixes I did. Like from 2 years ago, I'll just scroll to be like, oh shit, I mixed that. And in the moment, because in the moment when I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I love this. So I record it. But then once I put it out there, I don't really pay attention to it anymore until way down the line. But yeah, E Green 965.
Oh man, that's what's up.
And then of course, do you put out? I mean, there's a Hip Hop Digest.
Oh, Hip Hop Digest. That is
Are y'all
that is a staple of my life.
Yes, 701 episodes in now. 702.
And that's cheating. That's honestly cheating because we have done at least 25 interviews that we label those separately. Interview series. There are music shows we've done where we just try to demonstrate that in that moment there still is real hip hop music, not just. Let me take that back because I'm gonna sound like a hater. There is rap music right now that doesn't incorporate all of hip hop. Hip hop is bigger than rap. You feel me?
Right.
So there are bunches of rap songs out there, but there's also some real hip hop being made. So what we do is we try to, every now and then we'll put just a music show, just all music that is current that fits the title of hip hop. But typically at the end of the show, we put 3 or 4 records on there that, of the week, records of the week that people can go listen to. And maybe back to old school DJing, breaking music.
Yeah.
Not, hey, can you play Young whatever. Can you play Lil? Yeah, you just go back to your phone, please. But being able to do that is a beautiful thing. But yes, we've been doing it since 2006. King Killer, Kurt G, and myself, we used to, like I said, DJ for real. And we would talk all the time about, I wish we just had a pirate radio station that we could just like play music that people could hear that's different than this stuff on the radio. And along came Al Gore's internet. And Al Gore invented this thing.
Man, I love him for this. He does not get enough recognition for that.
So he allowed us to make us a website and talk what we talk weekly.
Deb and I were talking because and Cobwebs heard me say it way too many times that her and I have been podcasting longer than it was called podcasting. And back then it was just audio clips that we used to do. And then I told her, I was like, well, E Green's going to be coming on the show, so I can't bring that up because he's got at least 700. We've got like 20, 25 plus podcasts that we've done over the years and all that. And then we stopped and we picked up. I said, this man's just like straight through.
Yeah, we've done it and have made just minimal pennies doing it. So we love it. We love it. This is gonna probably ruffle some feathers, but it's history. You can check it out. I'm not just making up stuff. We literally could have been what's called the drink champs. That was our stick. We would go down to the studio, drink up, and talk hip hop.
Nice.
Then we had a point. I think King Killer. We were having some health things, and we were like, you know what? Let's not promote that. I mean, we still sip a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But let's not promote that. Let's promote. We wanted to be like a real meet the press of hip hop, like for real.
Yeah.
Do we have fun and laugh and joke? Yes, we do. But we are very, very serious about the topic of hip hop and giving it its just due. Whereas it's not about us. It's not about our feelings or whatever. It's about hip hop, and we just talk about it. And I guess people tune in, and they like it, so we keep doing it. Because even if people don't tune in, we're still going to call each other and talk for an hour, 2 hours about what's going on in hip hop. So it's a beautiful thing, and we ain't going nowhere. We're just waiting to get real old and then watch the documentary and see who they use as E Green, King Killer, and Kurt G.
Who do you want to play you, E? Who do you want to play you?
God, he's not born yet.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I have no idea. Jeez. Anybody but Kevin Hart, I guess. I don't know.
You have Kevin Hart play you in the movie?
No.
Oh, wow. I would probably got like Idris Elba for me or something like that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I have Idris play me in the movie. I mean, we look so much alike.
All the time anyway.
See, I was going to bring that up. Deborah secretly texted me. She was like, bring up Idris Elba. But I'm when we were talking about DJ personalities and all that, and then she writes LOL. Shh, because
he's another one. He is a celebrity,
right?
That plays music, and he's a
he
well-known
raps too. Hey,
yeah, I know.
His rap video, he can do everything.
Yes.
He can do everything.
He's a talented human being,
and he can do everything.
I guess.
he's the next James Bond.
No, he said he wasn't going to do that.
What?
He said that he was tired of the racial issues as part of it, so he gave him the birds.
Man,
he should have. They should have let him do it because James Bond is not white or black or male or female. Or excuse me, 007.
It's a rank. It's a
yeah.
It's a yeah.
Yeah. So people get attached to things and. Yeah, there was this mermaid.
You can't tell me Sean Connery or Roger Moore is the same exact James Bond as this last guy getting his nuts hit in the chair or whatever. It's not the same character. You know what I'm saying? It just
can't call it, bro.
Hey, Roger Moore and Sean Connery are my two favorite Bonds, by the way. But I'm just saying,
I think Moore is my favorite.
Yeah, it just.
But these new guys, these new folks, I don't know, different world.
Josh.
But yeah, he just ain't gonna be able to do it, yo. It would be worse than the Little Mermaid. Sorry. You get a worse backlash. I'm telling you.
Yeah, at least he'll do a good,
I have no
he'll
idea
do a
what you're
good
talking
movie
about.
for me.
The what? So I know we're running long. E Green, you had certain time there. Cobweb's got some beef stroganoff.
Beef strogie.
Some beef
Waiting for
stroganoff.
him. Just real quick, because something we're gonna start integrating in next week. And Cobweb wanted to bring it up today, and it was like, oh, maybe we'd wait on that. But do you have any personal like ghost stories or anything like that?
Oh wow, I do actually. And this is a ghost story, so you guys know my UFO stories, right? So I'm gonna give you a ghost story. And this is before Phantasm. This is like one of my first memories that I can pull. I was a little kid. My dad's cousin worked at KFC, and he was staying with us for a little while. And he would bring home extra buckets of chicken, because my dad would go pick him up. He'd come home with some extra chicken. And I may have been 6 or 7 years old. I don't remember exactly, but I remember we had gotten the chicken. Everybody was good, and we went to bed. And I wanted some more chicken. And I remember it's right now. I got out of the bed, went down the steps, went around the corner. The dining room was right like in the middle. The kitchen was on the side, and the front living room was in there, and the door was in the front door to the get in the house was in the living room. And I walked down the steps because I was going to get some chicken. And I got to the bottom of the steps, and I saw what I thought was like a flowing sheer curtain. And it froze me for a couple seconds. We're indoors. There's no wind blowing, right? No wind. I mean, I'm a little kid, but I know there's no wind. I'm just like, what is this? Just like a white sheer curtain, but it wasn't a curtain, but it looked something like it. And it was just flowing, like coming towards the dining room from the front door area, coming towards the dining room. And I ran back up the steps, got into bed, put my head on the cover, and nothing ever happened of it. I never even told anybody that.
Wow.
But that happened in my life, in real life. I wasn't sleepwalking. I got up specifically to go get another piece of chicken because it was left on the table. And I literally got to the bottom of the steps, looked, and saw that, froze for like 3 seconds, and then hauled my little ass back up those steps.
Jeez, man. That's freaking intense.
Since then, I've never, you see movies and stuff, and the ghost is, whether it's a Civil War ghost, like he's got on a goddamn Confederate uniform. Like, why would a ghost be dressed in a Confederate uniform? This is because of what I saw when I was a kid. I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened. I don't know what. But in my mind, from that point on, it's like, why would a ghost be dressed as an archer from 1842? Or why would a ghost be dressed like a cook that accidentally caught on fire and died? Like, I've never been able to reconcile that in my mind. So it's like, I think I believe in spirits, but I don't believe in ghosts. I know it might sound weird, but I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I tell you what I would believe after that. I would never get my black ass up and get another piece of chicken in the middle of the night again. Never. Ever. Get up in the middle of the night and get a piece of chicken. Okay? After 8 o'clock.
And the lights were on.
Oh shit.
The lights were on downstairs. So it wasn't like it was dark. The lights were literally on. I know I saw this flowing, looked like a sheer. It wasn't a sheer curtain, but it looked, if I could explain it, a sheer curtain just floating and coming towards me. And I was like, I'm out of here. Didn't run to my mom or dad, none of that. Ran back into bed and put my head under the cover. And
You didn't go to investigate, go see what it was, why it was floating.
hell no.
Like in the movies.
What's that sound in the basement? Let's go find out.
No,
I never knew this door was here. Let me go.
so I made it to today. I'm here now. So maybe had I gone to investigate, I be a different person. I don't know.
So, well, thanks for sharing that story, especially for the first time ever. That's pretty cool, Green. Thank you. And tying back into how today's Cast of the Pod's been like a nostalgia episode as we all fall back thinking about these different things. You were talking about KFC as a kid. You remember those parfaits they used to have?
Yes.
You were telling.
And by the way, it used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken, not KFC.
Yes.
It was actually even Geno's, because they'd have the Geno's Giant that you could get too, like a big, the competitor to a Big Mac. So the Geno's Giant was in there too.
It was different.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
What's up?
I know we having a great time, but I hear a faint noise in the background coming, and it sounds like the calculator of doom.
Oh shit!
Oh,
completely forgot about that.
Ooh.
So E Green, I don't know if you've heard it before or anything like that, but it started off as me trying to do a sound effect of something walking up, and then it became the calculator of doom.
Oh my goodness!
So I got to bring this out. You ready, Cobb?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's our sound bed for the calculator of doom.
I would have felt less than if I didn't get that treatment.
I completely forgot about the calculator of doom. I feel bad now. I'm gonna have to buy a real calculator now.
All right, how we doing this?
E Green as our special guest today. 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. If you want to throw point whatever in there, you can. How would you rate Phantasm?
Oh boy, I'm gonna rate it as of now, not when I was a kid.
Okay.
Today I would rate it as probably a 7.5.
Wow.
Do I need to explain why?
If you want to, go for it.
Sure, because it's a horror movie, but it left you. It made you feel something. Whatever it made you feel, it made you feel something. I got to give credit for that. If I'd watched it and like when I watched Stranger Things, I would have given that a 0 because I didn't feel anything. Even though I know it's based on a real life thing, I didn't feel anything for the actors, the stupid monsters. But this movie, watching it again today, I'd say 7.5 because if it was made today, it would be a better movie because we'd have better effects and all that kind of stuff. But for what they did in 1979, for me to watch it today and not want to turn it off, not go let the dog outside like somebody else, I give it a 7.5. It could have been higher if they would have done some different things, explained some more things a little clearer. But yeah, 7.5. I'm happy at 7.5.
Deb?
I give the movie, it was the first time I've seen it, and I saw it with the remembering that it's from the 70s. So I gave the movie an 8. At first, I was going to give it a 6, but that was because I didn't understand the ending, and it killed it for me. But hearing the explanation y'all gave, I understand it a little bit better now. The movie was very entertaining, and I don't know if I want to watch the other ones. I think I want to leave it at that. But I give it an 8.
Mr. Webb.
Oh!
You brought out the 8.
Wow.
Well, I forgot my things, but I have my...
You're 8 there too? I did. I had it pegged as an 8. Honestly, to tell you the truth, the like I said, the dynamic of the brothers, of them trying to like survive that night or something else like that, and then just realizing how he wanted to really get rid of his brother. Now, no, honestly, tell the truth, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, even though I took like a break in between, and I came back and rewatched it again and finished watching it. I mean, I still enjoyed the movie. I mean, I give it a solid 8. It's definitely a good horror flick. It's one for the books.
I gave the movie a 6, only because watching it again kind of made it worse for me. And in some ways, and in some, I don't know, maybe because we watched the remastered one that they redid like 10 years ago and fixed the sound and the color on it. But like I said, I don't ever remember being aliens. I don't remember that. I remember them walking into that room and they stuck their head into and they saw somewhere else, but I didn't realize those were like cans filled with small people, and I didn't realize the whole alien thing and all that. And I think if I wouldn't have watched it, it would have just like stayed better in my memories. It just
all right. You want to deceive yourself like that? Go ahead.
Well, it still gets a good rating. Out of the four of us, it gets a 7.4. So for our scale, that's 7.5. That's still a high rating for a movie.
And there you go. Yeah,
That's
it is.
decent.
It's way better than a 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm with it.
There it is.
5 is all right, and this is 2.5 over a 5. So
There we go.
Yep.
Well, thank you all for letting me come in here and get this out of my system after 40 years. I don't have to look in mirrors and be scared and watch out for tall guys anymore.
not to steal the magic, but you know how
No.
6'4".
What?
He was.
Camera angles, huh?
Yep. Camera angles
Shoot
and
him up.
apple boxes.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
They
6'4".
did a good job with that. See? And you gotta give him a 6?
All these years.
Oh man.
Well, thank you guys. Like, seriously, I appreciate it. And, maybe down the road, I'll come back and talk about Helter Skelter or something.
Oh. Well, I mean, you still got Soylent Green. Now you're bringing up Helter Skelter.
Oh,
Cobweb.
yes.
What's wrong, Cobweb?
We doing this? We actually getting
Sure, why
scary? We're gonna start getting scary up in here?
What was the otber movie besides Soylent Green?
We can
Helter
we
Skelter.
can
And then there was
extra warn
another
people.
one before that too. I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning of the pod. You said another movie, and that's why I was like, "Well, what about Soylent Green?"
Ooh, yeah, Soylent Green is not really scary though. It's just
It's
very interesting.
It's truthfully scary.
yeah. There you go.
That's the stuff that messes.
I'll be around for a while. Hopefully, where's the wood? Knock on wood. I'll be around for a while. We'll talk about a bunch of them.
All right, y'all.
Meanwhile, I'll be listening to you guys.
That's what's up.
Thank you. All right, so we didn't even throw out our socials. Cast of the Pod. Everything's at Cast of the Pod. There you go. You can find us there. And Cobweb at Cobweb411 because he's got that info.
Ooh, bars.
That's it.
But all right, y'all.
All
So
day.
thanks for tuning in, Mr. E. Green. We appreciate you being on here, sir. Thank you very much. And
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, E.
who's gonna close us out today?
It's your turn.
Yep.
Short, sweet, and simple. All right. So until next time, I'm Josh. Got my friend Cobweb. We got Deb. Got Mr. E. Green. This is Cast of the Pod. You have been warned. Peace.
Yes. Deuces,
Yeah.
y'all.
Hi, everybody.
Holla, folks.